Yusuf Rahman Babu, welcome to today's Adda. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you for having me.
Today we want to talk about what's happening in Bangladesh cricket. We know that recently Tamim Iqbal, a very well-known cricketer and the one-day captain, he made an abrupt announcement to everybody's surprise, even though he claimed that he had been thinking about quitting international cricket for a while. But then he made the announcement, and the BCB head and most people were all surprised. And in the middle of a series, Bangladesh is in the middle of a series against Afghanistan, which they're losing. And right after the first match, Tamim made that announcement. And then we also know that the next day he met Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and then the decision was overturned. He decided to come back, but he also requested for a leave for a month or something like that. So as a former member of Bangladesh cricket team and one of the best analysts of cricket that I have ever met, what do you make of all this?
You are far too gracious. And you know, Bangladesh cricket is like a dramatic event. You know, everything out there is drama. And there are very few countries that have so much of drama going on. First of all, let me just tell you how a professional player retires from his profession, whether it is cricket or football or any other sport. Professionals, there are three reasons why a player can retire. One, he feels within himself that he is no longer able to contribute meaningfully to the team's performance, which means he has fitness issues, form issues. That's the reason. But it is something that he has to decide within himself. And how does he do that? He looks at his stats. He looks at himself. His body gives him the signal. Am I able to go through this, to the level that everybody expects me to? That's the first thing. Then the second step, once he thinks that, hey, I can't do it anymore, he first talks about it with his family and his closest friends. This is what it is. This is what I want to do. And what do you think? Some kind of an engagement. So he gets some advice. Obviously, a player of Tamim Iqbal's caliber, who is an internationally recognized cricketer, the only Bangladeshi to get 100 at Lords. So he is in the history books already. So for him to decide to withdraw or move away from the game, it must have taken a lot of thought. That's the second. Then what he does is this player has to go and inform the board of his decision. This is what it is. These are the reasons I can't carry on anymore. So I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to retire from so and so. That's the professional approach. The other approach is a player who looks at the economical side of things. So he says, if I play T20 and I play ODI, I play so many matches, I make so much money, I don't need to play Test cricket. I do partial retirement. I retire from Test cricket. Or I retire from ODI. I only play T20. That's another form. A lot of players, international players, have done that. You will see players of world-class caliber in Australia, in New Zealand, they've pulled away from Test cricket. Why? Because they think, one, it's a lot of stress. It takes them away from the families. So they'd rather concentrate on like the IPL or T20 matches where they go for a month, they're back home. And the money they make is more than enough. Then the third category is a player who is so frustrated with everything that goes around him that in spite of his form, he says, thank you very much. I don't want to do anything with it. These are three ones. Tamim has not fallen into any one of these categories. His retirement has been spontaneous, which means it's an emotional retirement. Same thing happened with Mahmudullah. He retired after scoring 100. spontaneous dressing room. What that tells me as an analyst, and mind you, I'm not talking to you as a fan or supporter of Bangladesh cricket. I'm talking to you as a neutral analyst from what I see, the psychological part of it. Both of them retired purely on emotional basis. Now, next question is, what happened? What triggered that emotion? That is what we need to look into. Everybody is focused on Tamim, 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 Tamim. Nobody is looking into as to why a player of his caliber, who is captain of the national side, preparing himself for the World Cup, would suddenly say, thank you very much, I don't want to play anymore. So my gut feeling is something happened after the first one-day match against Afghanistan. They lost, who knows what, speculation, who knows what. Somebody may have told him directly or indirectly something that may have hurt him. Now we all know that Coach Hathura Singhi is trying to find replacements for these top 5 players, which is a good thing. I don't know what process they're applying, but there's always a process to it. So what happened on that day, I have no idea. Something happened, then we see this situation. Here's the downside. Then we go back, 24 hours later, the Honorable Prime Minister calls him and talks to him, he withdraws. That again has created a situation where Tamim Iqbal must answer himself. Because now what I see on social media is that he is being used politically. He has become a political pawn between the current government and BNP. Because if you see in social media, BNP is now posting photographs of Tamim Iqbal with Khaleda Zia. And they're also promoting, you are going to be the next president, you are going to be this. So he's already embroiled in this conflict, which is not good for him. Then again, the fact of the matter is he's hurt. Physically, he's not what he was 2 years ago, okay? Which has affected his form, his fitness. He himself is struggling. For the last year, he has struggled. He comes back and he plays. The media is going to be after him. They're going to scrutinize him like nobody's business. If he fails, they're going to be all over him. So I don't think he has won of what has happened, because he's unfortunately now embroiled in a situation. So my suggestion to him would be, if you are going to play, ignore everything, forget everything, get back to your match fitness and get runs, perform, and everybody will shut up. So the monkey is on his back. The media wants stories. That's their job. They'll egg on, they'll push here and there. They'll want stories. They'll want things to write about, because most of the time they don't have things to write about. So now they have something called a nice, spicy subject, and they're going to poke here and there. So the sad part is it has happened. But again, it happened the same thing with Mahmoudullah Riyad. So nobody looks at the BCB, the administration. What are they doing? Have they lost respect for each other, the players and the administration? Maybe so. If that is the case, we are in trouble. Now, we lost the second match very badly against Afghanistan. So the players who went, I think Mehdi Miraj was in the press conference. I'm sure he was briefed. What is he talking about? Nonsense. He's talking about we are still learning. We have found out what our problems are and we'll fix those problems. Come on, you've been playing for 10 years. This is not a new team. This is not against Afghanistan. You shouldn't be learning, you should be beating them. So these are just eyewashes. My advice to the administration, to the players is ignore what the media is saying. Stop reading newspapers. Ignore the social media. Focus on your game. Perform, perform, perform. Everybody will shut up. I'll give you my case. I retired not because I was out of form, but because I was not happy with the way the cricket board was administering things. And I informed the board management in Kenya in 1984 that I was going to retire. I informed them in Kenya on tour. I said, I'm going to retire. And I said, I will not be playing in the 1986 ICC trophy. Therefore, you find somebody, pick a captain. They said, no, you'll be the captain. I said, no, you pick a captain who will play. So when we came back to Bangladesh and we were playing the series against PIA was here and Hyderabad Blues. Okay. And I retired in that match. My last match, I retired. The board did not accept my retirement. I gave them in writing. The board did not accept it. So the next day I gave it to the media. And obviously, that's when they came to my room. They said, you're going to be the captain. I said, no, make Lipu the captain. He's a young captain. He's leading our bowling. He's a successful captain. Groom him now. 2 years, he'll be able to lead Bangladesh, then go to the ICC trophy. And that's what they did. That's the right way to do it. My frustrations are mine,
Yeah. But as you mentioned a few things that what Tamim should be doing, focus on his game and forget everything else. And as you also said that the media should be ignored and focus. But realistically, if you look at the past few years, it's not only Tamim. Mashrafi had problem. Saqib has been having problem. Mushfiq has been having problem, and Mahmudullah had problems. They're all having problem with the board, unhappy with the board, and don't you think that also needs to be?
It's a big issue. It's a big issue. If you see, your players are your children. The cricket board is the guardian of the game and everything connected to it. That includes the players. It is their moral responsibility to not only train them with the cricketing skills, but develop them as good individuals, discipline them. So certain criteria come into play here. Number one, I have not seen any country where the media has such easy access to the players. No. If somebody wants to talk to Virat Kohli, they have to go through the administration. Here, they talk to everybody and whatever is there, they are writing. Why? You must keep the media away from the players. The players are your sacred, that is what is going to deliver the goods. You have to protect them from everything. Everything. That includes the media. You cannot openly go. I have heard many instances where the president of the board talks to the media against the players. Why? It's not his business. He should be developing them. He should be protecting them, not criticizing his own players. It's like criticizing your own son. Why?
We also had been hearing that Tamim was having problem with the coach, Hathura Singh. So,
see, the coach is part of the administration.
Yes. So what can be done about that? I mean, these are huge problems.
I'll tell you. In England, I was listening to an interview of Nasser Hussain. Okay. When Nasser Hussain was made the captain, his coach was, I believe, Duncan Fletcher. Duncan Fletcher was a very strict person. Mm-hmm. But the first thing the board did was the English Cricket Board did, they had Duncan Fletcher and Nasser Hussain sit down and have a discussion how they are going to run the team. And they each knew their boundaries. And that's how they succeeded. Here, I don't think there's any such communication. I don't think so. There's any planning. The coach does what he does. He tells the board whether it agrees or not. It's a complete fiasco. You can tell by the things that happen. And it's a very sad state, actually, very sad state.
And also as a country, we see that Bangladesh is also, as a country, very divided between political parties. So Mashrafi joined the ruling party and now a sitting member of parliament. And I mean, it is possible, we don't know, it is possible that Tamim has political ambition. it is possible that Saqib has political ambition.
Absolutely, absolutely. In a country like Bangladesh, anybody can have political ambitions. Once you're in the limelight, you join a party, you have an opportunity. But that's not the right way to go. Why would you need the support of a particular political party to prove your worth, to prove your craft? Why? They lost so badly against Afghanistan in Bangladesh. And what are they saying? Oh, because of mental pressure, Tamim Iqbal situation, we couldn't focus. God damn it, you're a national player. You're a professional player. You've been playing this level of PFLs. You've got each of you got 50, 60, 100 ODI matches. Why are you looking for excuses? Why couldn't you come and say, hey, Afghanistan played much better cricket today. They came to win. They caught us on the wrong foot and they thrashed us. We'll be better the next time.
We
That's
all
all.
know that, the passion, it's not only the players are emotional, and the whole country is very emotional about cricket. And so in this situation, and the World Cup is coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, what advice do you have?
You see, imagine, there is still no guarantee, I'm telling you, that Tamim Iqbal is going to come back. There's still no guarantee. If he does come back, I hope and I pray that he succeeds. It'll be good for him. It'll be good for Bangladesh cricket. But if he does not succeed, there are a lot of people who will go after him. And that's the sad part. And he should carry himself very, very carefully. He should carry himself with a lot of confidence. He should not talk to the media at all. Stay away from everything. If he intends to play, he should focus on his game. That's all. And he will get better. Stay fit, focus on the game. But if his mind is here and there, now you see the BNP's got posts on social media, all that. So now what that will happen is the other party will take advantage of it. Oh, this guy is a BNP guy. Come on. Cricket is the unifier of Bangladesh. It is the only thing that unifies our country. The only thing. Doesn't matter what political party you belong to. Doesn't matter your religion. It is the only thing that unifies the country. Nothing else. And we have to make sure the game not only stays there, but it prospers. There's an obligation. There's an obligation to the fans. And the obligation has to come not only from the players, but also from the administration. I hope they come together, they focus, winning the next match against Afghanistan will be important. I think we should go all out and try to win that match. And then we forget everything and then go focus on the Asia Cup coming and then the World Cup, Yeah. So,
okay. So
I still have hopes of the team. I don't have any hope on the BCB, but on the team I still have. As long as they play together, focus, and work with the coach, I think they'll do well.
Absolutely. So have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Subhai.
Okay, bye.